Basically what just happened is, what we didn't realise is this is a private church. Somebody's actually bought it, and I don't know if it was the owner or the owner's son just come in, and we were talking to him for a bit, just saying what we do and that we don't cause any damage and things like that, and we don't condone people going into abandoned places and causing damage, because that ruins it for the rest of us then. But he did tell us a really, really strange story. You could get touched?
On my left arm.
Weird.
Here.
Weird. He did tell us a really, really strange story about this place. When they were renovating it, and they were up in the rafters up there, or in the eaves as they call it, I don't know. But he did say that they found human remains in there. Now that is really, really odd in itself, because why would you put human remains up in the rafters of a church? Are you trying to ward something off? I have heard of animals or people placing shoes in the walls of houses to ward off evil spirits, but I've never ever heard of human remains being put up there. So
a bang. I'm not sure what it was.
Do you agree with me
outside
that there was human remains found? Why was there human remains up in the rafters of the church? Could you tell me? How long had they been there for? Hundreds of years? How many different human beings did the remains belong to? Was it to ward off something nasty? Was it a practice that they did long, long ago that we've forgotten about? Stop that there. That was really strange that human remains were found up in the rafters. As I say, I've never heard of that before. I think there's someone around, because I keep feeling someone near my arm. My hairs are standing on end of it.
Mine was just like that.
Daniel keeps getting touched on the arm and leg. I felt like I got touched on the head earlier. Let's try a bit of spirit talker in here, see if we can get anything from the spirit talker. I'll ask the questions again. Why were there human bones found in the rafters of the church? Sometimes it takes a while for anything to come through on a spirit talker. It might not make any sense, or it might be really relevant. We just don't know.
Grace.
What do you mean by grace? You say grace when you're having it before you have your meal.
We got the word grace at Home Mercy Church as well. In a church.
Yeah. That's
coincidental.
Strange, that, yeah. Don't know if it's on the episode, but Daniel's just reminded me we got the word grace through the spirit talker, and that is loosely sort of connected to religion and churches.
By the grace of God.
Yeah, by the grace of God. There's nothing bad in there, is there? I just saw. No, it's alright. I thought I saw.
I like the dark.
Whoa. Who likes the dark? You a spirit? That's a bit of a strange one. It's a little bit creepy as well, I think. Who likes the dark? Could you give me a name? Show us yourself as a shadow. Come on, it's going dark now. If you like the dark, show us. Or make a noise. We won't be afraid. Tap for me. Or walk. Let me hear you walking.
Love.
Was there... Did you marry someone you loved in this church? Or was somebody buried who you loved? And their service...
Bat.
Yeah, the bat. Their service was held in this church? We'll wait for see if it says anything else. Come on, if you like the dark, show us yourself. We'd love to see you.
Virginia.
Virginia. Is your name Virginia? That's quite an old name, Virginia. I mean, I know people are still called it today, but... When did you come to church here? Was it the 1800s, 1900s? Come on, if you're tapping, make it louder. What do you mean by passage? Do you mean you haven't passed over properly yet? Someone's touching my face. Someone's touching my face. It felt like it was brushing it. Was that you, Virginia, touching my face? It felt a gentle touch. It wasn't hard or nasty. If so, could you maybe touch Daniel and so he can experience it as well? So I know it wasn't me just going mad. We're going to be going soon because it's getting late. So if you want to do something, I'd do it soon. Let's stop that. Right then, guys. I think we'll leave it there because it is quite quiet. We don't know if we've caught anything, as I said before, but we'll go through the evidence and see what happens. So see you on the next one.